So this is final round of the league. We're on the draw, kept a pretty reasonable hand. Looks like the opponent is on, not really sure what they're on. Temple Garden into Ancient Stirrings. Could be like an Eldrazi deck. Reveal a colorless card and revealed Ancient Stirrings. That's not possible. I guess anything is possible on Magic Online. Revealing another Ancient Stirrings. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know what the opponent has in their hand, but okay, it's an Eldrazi deck. That solves that. I think instead of playing out like a Spellskite, an Arbiter, or a Thalia, we just want to get this second Vial onto the battlefield. Thought-Knot Seer. Yep. Be nice to know what they got off these Ancient Stirrings. I guess we are not privileged to that information. I don't think it really changes our play, though, either way. Everyone knows what we have now, so no sense doing the little vial trick where you activate a vial, keep the opponent honest. Looks like they took our Reflector Mage. Alright, we drew Path to Exile, that's pretty reasonable. So we could put Arbiter into play with the Vial, and then Path the Thought-Knot Seer. So then the opponent does not get a land, and we get to draw a card. Let's do that. It is a land. So we can play it and play a Spellskite or a Thalia. Which is more promising? If that's legitimately another Ancient Stirrings in hand, which they could not get off the Ancient Stirrings, but if they could, we would play Thalia, so they have to pay an extra mana for it. I feel like Spellskite is reasonable. I think we'll just play the Thalia. Next turn we have a Vial on 2 and a Vial on 3, so we could play our Queller and our Spellskite. And then we could play any card in our deck that we draw outside of Restoration Angel. And then we could just take up the Vial to 4 and 3 if we do draw the Angel. So then we could just play the Angel the next turn. Reality Smasher. Okay, the race is on. Yes, yes. Phantasmal Image? Oh no, that would have been sweet. I mean, Ghost Quarter is pretty sweet here too. But Phantasmal Image, copy a Reality Smasher, attack for 9. That would have been pretty fun. Alas, not to be. So we'll attack. Looks like this is the Bant Eldrazi deck. So we're clearly going to Ghost Quarter the Temple. Now the question is, do we want to just play out the Spellsky now? I think we do, because we want to play it on the opponent's end step, then the opponent could just respond by killing a guy. So might as well just play it out now. That's my reasoning. So now we could play the Queller, or we could Vial in the Queller. Which means I guess we want to put the Vial up to 4. No blocks this turn. Next turn, maybe. Opponent knows we have Queller. Might have remembered it after tapping mana. It's like, oh yeah, right, it's got Queller. Cavern of Souls doesn't prevent it from getting Quellered. So I just run my Thought-Knot Seer into a Spell Queller? I can't just sit here. These are the decisions. And in the end, it's like, I guess I'll not run my spell into the Queller. So I'll say yes to both. Got another Leonin Arbiter. So what you got? We're representing 8 points of attack on our next turn. Which means we might want to block with the Spellsky this coming turn, just to absorb 4 points of damage, so we go to 7. If the opponent has Path to Exile, I think we Queller that, even if they have a Thought-Knot Seer. Because, like, as is, we can't just, like, beat the Smasher. Okay. And I guess we counter it. So here's the dilemma. But let's say they have another path to exile. We want to be able to redirect it to Spellskite. See, do they have to pay the extra mana? One more cast. Leaves the battlefield. They cast the card. So yeah, they have to pay the extra mana for Thalia too, if they want to cast it. I guess we take it here. The disadvantage of taking it, going to 3, is that a way to deal with the Spellskite next turn means, like, let's say they play Drowner of Hope and tap our Spellskite, then we have no way to deal with that. Just our guy gets tapped and we die. Whereas if we block now and we just take 4, then we got the block out of the way, and Drowner tapping our guy does not do it. So always no, always yield, always no, always yield. Not what we wanted to draw there, that's for sure. So if we attack with everybody, he blocks 1, takes 6, goes to 4, and we die in the swing back. We can definitely get in there with Queller, and I guess we don't really have any other good attacks, so I guess we just get in with Queller. And I think we play the Hollowed Fountain tapped. I mean, like, holding it as a kind of bluff doesn't really do anything. We're going to draw a card off the Thought Not Seer, presumably. Like, assuming things go according to plan, which is certainly a big assumption, but at this point they kind of have to go according to plan, or we're just dead. Okay, Reality Smasher, can we beat that? Well, we're not dead. We can go to 1. Interesting. Figured Thought Not Seer would be coming in, because we can't. Yeah, like that. I think that was a bad attack. Should have attacked everyone. Alright, so here, I guess, since we have to just absorb damage, like, we have to do this just to stay alive, to go to 1. So once we're committed that much, might as well do that. Hope to draw a Reflector Mage, I guess. So trade all our guys basically for a Reality Smasher. It's pretty brutal. We go to 2. I guess we could draw like a Reflector Mage or an Addarkar Waste. Alright, let's game. See, Sunlance can kill the 2/1 for 2, can kill Displacer, can't kill Smasher, can't kill Drowner, can't kill Thought Not Seer. If they run Sky Spawner, could kill that. Rest in Peace doesn't seem like it does anything. Spellskite can stop Path to Exile. Stony Silence doesn't really stop anything. They're colorless, but they're not artifacts. Meddling Mage can do some stuff to, like, name their Eldrazi creatures, and Selfless Spirit does a little bit. We really have a lot of good stuff for this matchup. Mausoleum Wanderer doesn't do much. We can cut those. Phantasmal Image seems great. Put this guy here. Thalia seems okay. Not super good. Flector Mage seems great. Queller, great. Restoration Angel, great. Flicker Wisp, good. So if we just boarded these in, I think I want something instead of Thalia. Maybe I guess Spellscape's not too bad. We could do something like this. They do have Ancient Stirrings, so if we can, I mean, I guess a turn 1 Mausoleum Wanderer is pretty good against Stirrings. But like, whenever we cast Thalia on turn 2, they already cast their Stirrings on turn 1. So Thalia's not super good. I think I like Spellscape better because redirecting a Path to Exile to the Spellscape away from one of our more important creatures seems more important than the upside on the Wanderer. So we'll just submit this. So we can go turn 2 Arbiter. Turn 3, if we have a land, we can start doing stuff. We can just Queller their spells. And yeah, that seems good enough. We just have to draw a land or two. Well, eventually 2. We have to draw 1 in the first 2 draw steps. Yay, we did it! Ghost. Oh no, they ghost quartered us. What a beating. Used our own Arbiter against us. If we get stuck on 2 now, this is just going to be so brutal. No! Why have you forsaken me? Alright, pays for Arbiter, then sacks the land. Alright, you're starting to do some work. If we could draw a land here, you will be forgiven. It feels like you get home and your cat peed on the couch. You're just like, really? Come on. This time our cat, ooh. I don't think we could afford to Ghost Quarter though. I think we need to Queller first. If it was our 4th land, we would definitely Ghost Quarter. But I think Quellering is too important at this stage. So pretty much any spell they cast, we're just going to jam Queller. If they start with Ancient Stirrings, and then they play Eldrazi Temple, and then they could cast like a Thought Knot. Alright, let's see, what do we want to do here? I think we just run out of Queller. We're just too far behind. Not behind, but like, we're so far ahead if we do this. I think we just leave up the other Queller. The Vial's going to take way too long. Whoa, they didn't pay 2 and then sack their Heath on their end step? That seems like a huge mistake. Thought Not Seer. You, sir, are being countered. Well, that game was kind of a beating. Let's see, so now we're on the draw. Does that change anything? It means Wanderer doesn't even have a chance to counter an Ancient Stirrings. So that does not look super appealing to me. Sunlance, still didn't see anything that we want to kill with that. Rest in Peace, Stony Silence, Dahlia. I think we just stay the same. Like I said before, our sideboard doesn't have a lot of stuff for this matchup. I don't know if it needs to, but it doesn't. This isn't a super common matchup. Alright, so we do have 3 lands. We can start Quellering. As long as they don't have a temple, we could hit their Thought Knot. It's kind of a slow hand. Doesn't have Vial. I think we keep it though. Like, with this hand on the draw, we're probably going to hit our 4th land, and we're probably going to draw another spell to cast. So if we just like rip turn 1 Vial, this hand is outstanding. If we rip like that's not what we want. I mean, it could be, just not yet. So now I guess if they temple out the Eldrazi guy, Thought Not Seer, then we have the answer to it in Path to Exile. Okay, we actually have 2 answers now, which makes me, yeah, I'm definitely happier about just casting the Selfless Spirit now, because otherwise we had a decision. We would either leave up mana for our Path to Exile so we can path the Thought Knot if they have the Eldrazi Temple, but since we drew our second path, if they have Temple into Thought Knot Seer, they could take 1 path, then we could still path it with the other one. So we could afford to just take the turn off for that. Now here, I think I like playing the Meddling Mage and naming either Drowner or Reality Smasher. Probably Smasher, because we could just path to exile the Drowner. If we try to path the Smasher, we get 2 for 1, 3 for 1, because they get a land. So I think just naming Smasher is like pretty important. And I don't think I want to make this trade yet. I wonder if they have any merge creatures. Like if they have the Elder Deep Fiend could be a cool card for this deck, or the one that puts a permanent on top of their library could also be pretty cool for this deck. So another question is, do I leave up Path to Exile mana? I think I do not. Because the opponent's only going to have access to 5 mana. I think if they had a temple, they would have played it by now, because it would have accelerated their draw. So I think they don't have a temple. They could still draw it. So I don't think we're going to see Drowner. And if we name Reality Smasher, like the worst thing we're going to see, I guess, is a Thought Not Seer, which, yeah, they could have, because if they don't have Eldrazi Temple and they played out Sky Spawner on turn 3, turn 4 could very well be Thought Not Seer. So maybe we do that. So the question is, do we attack with the Selfless Spirit? They'll probably block. I guess that trade will be available to us later if we want as well. So we're not really in a hurry to make that trade, so I guess we don't. Alright, tap this one, blue and white. Meddling Mage. Naming Reality Smasher. And no attacks. And if they Path to Exile our Meddling Mage, that'll ramp us into being able to play Colonnade. Alright, do we make this block? I want to say yes, we do. I don't think we want to just trade damage. They probably just have another Sky Spawner. That's probably why they're making this attack. They definitely got the value out of that trade. Alright, so we can let that resolve since we have two paths. We don't want to give them the extra choice. Like if we path it with the ability on the stack, then whatever card we draw off it, if it's like, you know, a card that they want to take, they could take that card. If we only had one path though, we would have to make that sacrifice. Since we have two, we can let it resolve so that we definitely will have the path for it, even if they take our path. Which they probably will. Then that means Drowner of Hope survives. It's kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. We at least get to draw an extra card off the... Oh, they took our Restoration Angel. Interesting. That's cute. Ooh, that's cute too. Let's see, so we could Spell Queller if they have another... what's it called? If they have another Thought-Knot Seer, we want to Queller it. But if they just cast a big thing, then we just kind of run out our Queller on the end step, which doesn't do a whole lot. I feel like I like just casting Reflector Mage on their Scion token and attacking. I guess we could just attack first, and if there's no way they block, but if they do block, then we could leave up Queller. I guess I give the opponent a chance to make a mistake. They didn't, as expected. Kitchen Finks. That is not the card I was expecting the opponent to play that turn. Okay, so we want to attack. We could Reflector Mage the Finks. Now that we know they have a Finks, we could attack for 4, and then they could not replay the Finks next turn. So then we'll just leave open Queller mana, and then when they replay the Finks, we just Queller it. Or we could Path it, because Path to Exile is the card. I guess we have like 5 answers in our hand to the Finks, so it doesn't really matter whether we Reflector Mage it first or not. I think we do just because we want the Reflector Mage on the board. I think Path is a more versatile answer to have in hand, so we'd rather Queller to deal with the Finks instead of Path. Opponent's probably holding like Finks, Reality Smasher, Reality Smasher. Alright, this is a little awkward. We can't really play the Vial here because we want to leave up mana for the Queller. We have a pretty good offense going though. Opponent's at 7 mana. I guess if they deal with our Meddling Mage at some point, then we could just easily discard this Vial when we Path to Exile Reality Smasher. So that's probably the best use of Vial at this point in the game. 8 mana, okay. And he knows about Kitchen Finks. Or it knows about our Queller, which is why they didn't play the Finks. I think we just jam the Queller anyway. Okay. So now we can Path to Exile and Queller. Opponent's just kind of mana screwed, I think. 2, 4, 6, 7. Could be playing to all his dust, in which case we just Queller on the end step. Move attack to 1. We could also Path to Exile 2 of our guys, and then activate Colonnade and attack for lethal that way. I guess that's the better line against all his dust. Drowner of Hope. Okay, so they play Drowner, make 2 guys, we Path to Exile it. I guess we can do it with the ability on the stack. That should be game. Yep, it's game. Good games.